Are preparing to welcome a bundle of joy. There are lots of decisions you have to make, but aside from choosing names and room decor, some of the most important decisions will revolve around your financial game plan. Joining me now today is Colin Evans from Evans Financial Group. We'll call him Let's Financially Talk Babies.
What to expect when expecting.
Perfect.
This is now a big money time.
So let's go in and talk about preparing for a baby. What are some considerations when it comes to health, childcare, and extra daily expenses?
There's going to be, and
a lot.
There is. We put together 5 different topics, and one of them being that healthcare cost. The average expense for having a child is between $10,000 and $12,000 already.
For delivery, right?
For delivery, it's going to vary if it's going to be C-section or natural. Then you have to look at too, what is my insurance going to cover? The national average for that is about $3,500 of what you're going to have to come out of pocket, while insurance is hopefully taking care of the rest of that for you. But you also have to kind of think, okay, what are doctor visits, vaccinations, things like that, those healthcare things that first come, all those visits that are needed, that are in there. As I recall too, what was the expense for having the tubes put in the ears because we had to deal with infections nonstop. And we go right through that. We go into like child care. Are we prepared for this? Are both parents working? Or are we going to be putting our kiddo, in a nursing care or child care?
Yeah,
or are we going to bring somebody in to take care of it? How's that expense going to affect in our budget?
Either are both very expensive, Colin, as we both know, because we have kids.
Yes, they are. They're very expensive. And then, what's kind of a daily living expense? What's our daily budget going to be, or what's this thing? We don't think too much like, diapers aren't going to cost too much, or a little bit of formula here and there.
Who thinks that, Colin? I don't know. If anybody says that around me, I'll have to check
add that stuff up, and holy
formula
mackerel.
Alone. Yeah,
it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Even now, fortunately, I love eBay too. And when we kind of got out of the formula stage, I actually was able to sell a lot of that stuff on eBay. So those that are thinking for, bucks in the background. What's your education plan? It's not too late to start thinking about an education plan for the young little Padawan that's coming that's coming up.
That's what we landed on, right, Colin?
Yeah, absolutely. It could be a great time though to start thinking about, hey, college is out there. We have 18-ish years or so to prep for that.
They grow up so fast.
And they do. Mine just turned 14, so now high school's on the horizon this coming year, and I've got college in about 4.
Quicker than that, though, Colin, you've got her driving a vehicle, so some extra expenses right there. Insurance, all of it.
It is. Those are the big things that you have to start thinking about. What's that college expense going to be if your child is going to go off to college? And lastly, you really want to think about too is that life insurance and the estate planning. And if you're the breadwinner in the family, or you're kind of the one bringing home the bacon, you do want to make sure that your family is taken care of. Are those things lined out and in line? Just in the event that something unfortunate were to happen, you still want to make sure that your family is taken care of, and the things that you want them to accomplish, they are still able to do so.
Definitely a lot of things to keep in mind when you're considering having a child, and the unbelievable expenses that go with that.
It really is, with the insurance, the way that changes throughout the years. The copays are different compared to 10 years ago and 20 years ago when it was $20 copays, and now it's larger dedeductibles are having to be met. So those initial out-of-pocket ones can be a big hit if they're not expecting that. And I got a quick story I recall. A guy is still a client to this day, and I remember when he was brand new with an expecting, and he called and said, "Colin, guess what? We're getting ready to have a baby. We need to have maternity added onto our health insurance." I said, "I don't think you understand how this actually works on this end." I said, "Right now, you're trying to call the homeowner's insurance and get insurance on your home while your kitchen's on fire." And he realized that as he was kind of late to the game to do that, and he ended up having to just pay for it out of pocket instead of having that maternity option on his insurance coverage prior to.
I didn't even know that was a thing. So.
It was. This was on an individual as opposed to a group plan is going to be radically different through the employer, but he was on an individual basis, so that was kind of the reasoning why.
Okay.
And it caught him, and he wasn't expecting that.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Colin. This was a great topic today, and I appreciate you letting our families know what to expect financially when expecting.
Absolutely.
Again, kids are a beautiful gift.
They are.
We'll end at that.
Stressful ones, too.